They're looking to end this 4-game homestand on a winning note. It's the Sharks, it's the Jets, next.
The league scores! Clearance to Pavelski, who scores! What a play! Dances in, Ladd scores! Pavelski for Burns, Jersey scores! Little to the side of the net, Matthew Perreault scores!
It's the end of a homestand for the Winnipeg Jets. It's the start of a road trip for the San Jose Sharks. Tonight kicks off with 3 games and 4-night stretch for the Sharks. As they make their way through the Central Division, they will not be in a good mood tonight after giving up 7 goals to the St. Louis Blues at home on Saturday. That's the most they have given up all year. They have lost 3 of their 4 games since the holiday break. Good evening, everyone. The injuries just continue for the Jets on the blue line. The latest, Grant Clitsome. He is said to be day-to-day right now, though Paul Maurice did tell the media that it's likely more a week to 2 weeks before we see Clitsome back in the lineup. That has opened the door for Julien Brouillette, who was called up at the beginning of December from the St. John's Icecaps to make his Jets debut. This will be the 11th career NHL game for Brouillette. His first game was with the Washington Capitals last year. It came against the Winnipeg Jets, and he got his first NHL point in that game, an assist. He will be paired up with Adam Hardy. Paul Postma is expected to start up on the defensive pairing with Jay Harrison. Now, as we get going, let's bring in the man upstairs, Dennis Bayak. And Dennis, Michael Hutchinson gets the call again. He leads the league in goals against average and save percentage. He has done everything and more that this club has asked of him.
Well, it's been a great run for Michael Hutchinson. No doubt that he is looking forward to this game tonight. You talked about the back end, more injuries for the Winnipeg Jets. Grant Clitsome going down, but yes, as far as this game tonight is concerned, as we say good evening down between the benches to Brian Engblom, it is Michael Hutchinson who will get the start. This will be his 5th start in the last 6 games.
Michael Hutchinson is winning. He's 10-3-2 on the season. This will be his 2nd consecutive, and as you said, 5th in the last 6 Jet games. He's 3-1 in his last 4. He's got a .937 save percentage. With those numbers, if you're the coach, you go with the guy who's winning and the guy that behind whom the team is playing really good in front of as well. The Jets played a terrific game against the Toronto Maple Leafs the other day. Hutchinson did his part. He didn't get tested an awful lot with a lot of shots on goal, but there were certain times, especially on their power play in the 2nd period, where he did his part to keep them in the game, and then the Jets just took off from there.
Thing with Michael Hutchinson, this is no longer just 4, 5, or 6 games. His numbers have been very good over a lengthy period of time. As far as the Winnipeg Jets, more bad news for them, and more bad news as far as the back end was concerned. Grant Clitsome, who did play the game against Toronto, went down, was not in practice the next day, and he is out at least, it looks like, a couple of weeks. And that means Julien Brouillette, who has been here since early December, gets into the lineup tonight.
Yeah, it's another day, so it's another injury on defense. Now you got the top 5 guys out of the lineup. I mean, it couldn't get much worse for the Winnipeg Jets in that respect. But the good news is you'll see some of the guys start to come back here pretty quick. Clitsome, we're not quite sure if he's listed as day-to-day right now. Zach Bogosian back skating with the team. Toby Enstrom coming along, and Stewart and Trouba coming along somewhere in a couple of weeks along the way. The Jets have to survive.
Keaton Ellerby recalled from St. John's, but he has not been playing. He got cleared to play today because he has been banged up down with the Ice Caps. Let's go to ice level. Time for tonight's national anthems.
Your Winnipeg Jets own Stacey Natras for the singing of tonight's national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for
Play Safeway's $1 million score and win. If any Winnipeg Jets player scores 5 goals in tonight's game, James Exel of Winnipeg could win $1 million. Shop at Safeway. You could be our next lucky winner. Tonight's starting goaltender is brought to you by Subway Restaurants. Get your favorite sub made just the way you like it. Subway, eat fresh. Antti Niemi, who got pulled in the game on Saturday against St. Louis early in the third, is back in net tonight for the San Jose Sharks. And Michael Hutchinson, this is his 5th start in the last 6 games. His goals against average and save percentage remain #1 in the National Hockey League. Referees are Frederick Lequier and Brian Pochmera. The linesmen are Mike Simic and Lonnie Cameron. As the Jets and the Sharks are underway here at the MTS Center. And immediately an icing call against the Jets. Tonight's keys to the game is always brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of the NHL.
For San Jose Sharks, it'll be puck management, and that'll include get the puck deep because they know they've got a lot of new defensemen on the Winnipeg Jets. And for the Winnipeg Jets, net front presence. I thought they started off a little bit slow like that against Toronto, but in the second and third, they were dynamic net front presence.
Brendan Dillon, the shot in. That gets deflected off the stick of Michael Hutchinson into the netting. And we'll get another face-off back in the Winnipeg Jet zone.
Well, there's going to be a lot of talk about is there a goaltending controversy. Hutchinson back playing again. This is his 5th start in the last 6 Jet games. He is not anointing himself the #1 goaltender, and he's smart not to do that. He's in the catbird seat. He doesn't have to play with that pressure.
Shot off the face-off. Hutchinson the save. Paul Maurice pointing out today that the rotation between Hutchinson and Ondrej Pavelec that we have seen in the past will resume next week or later this week even, as the Winnipeg Jets schedule gets very, very busy off the backboards, and Niemi will grab this and hang on to it.
The team has played so well in front of Hutchinson, and sometimes that's just the way it is. It's not necessarily a reflection on either goaltender, but Ondrej Pavelec has won 1 and 3 in his last 5 games. He's got a .911 save percentage on the season, which isn't bad. I think it's certainly better than last year, but his overall numbers 10, 9, and 5. just not showing up compared to Hutchinson right at the moment. And if you're the coach, Paul Maurice, it's all about winning games, and right now Hutchinson comes back in.
And both goaltenders, Brian, saying the same thing. As long as we are winning, that is all that matters.
Yep.
Joe Pavelski into the Winnipeg zone. Pavelski taken to the backboards, into the slot. Ben Sherratt clears that as Carlson got decked, and there's going to be a penalty coming up to the Winnipeg Jets, and the first power play of the game is going to go to the San Jose Sharks. Logan Couture for Joe Pavelski, who leads the NHL in power play goals with 10. Pavelski swings it cross ice. Patrick Marleau plays it across for Burns. Burns the shot. That goes off Dustin Byfuglien. 6 attackers now for San Jose. And play whistle down. This is going to be a high sticking call.
It's going to be Michael Frolik, I believe. He's trying to hide on the bench right at the moment. He had a line change, and he's sitting on the bench. They're looking for him. He got the stick up on Carlson, slapped him up on the side of the head.
And Carlson is...
Oh, there he is. He's on the bench. The referee wanted to come over, and Carlson's ear is bleeding. This will be a double minor for Frolik. Carlson's left ear is bleeding pretty good.
High sticking.
So, now there's an argument going on. This is Frederic Lecuyer, the referee, who was looking for the culprit. And I think he's still trying to... He's still talking to the Winnipeg bench. And Frolik is still sitting on the bench. Interesting scenario here.
Got a bit of a standoff going.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and now it's Matthew
Perreault's
Perreault
going. Yeah, I think they got the wrong guy. I mean, I think they just picked the wrong number there. But the bottom line is it's a 4-minute penalty. I thought it was Frolik that the stick had come up on it. Let's take a look again. It is, definitely. It's 67.
Yes.
Frolik's stick that came up.
Yeah,
and Frolik can kill penalties, so it's a good thing he's not in the box.
Matthew Perreault is nowhere near the play. Dustin Byfuglien trying to center this, looking for Andrew Ladd. The Winnipeg Jets have scored 6 shorthanded goals this season. That is tied for #1 in the NHL. Ladd got dumped at center. Here comes Blake Wheeler. Wheeler carries in, and he got stopped on the play. Wheeler with a couple of shorthanded goals this year. Tommy Wingels, Logan Couture, Patrick Marleau dropped it, but Pavelski was on his way to the players' bench on the change. So Matthew Perreault in the penalty box on a double minor for high sticking. The penalty actually belonged to Michael Frolik, and Brian, you made the good point. Michael Frolik does kill penalties.
Yes, absolutely. He's got 3 shorthanders. That's tied for 2nd in the National Hockey League. He knows what he's doing offensively, killing a penalty. So that's a pretty good trade-off for the Jets.
San Jose coach Todd McClellan talking today. His special teams need to be better. Shot the rebound and knocked away from Gagliardi by Logan Couture as Gagliardi was trying to tee up the backhander. Dustin Byfuglien breaks it up. Byfuglien takes it to the net, and Niemi makes the save on the short side.
Buff is picking up right where he left off against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the fans are just loving this penalty kill. Looks like a power play for the Jets.
Then Sherratt puts it back into the San Jose zone. Here comes Pavelski. In on Ben Sherratt. Pavelski drops Irwin from the line, lets the shot go. Hutchinson takes it up high and hangs onto it.
Last game against Toronto Maple Leafs, I think, is the best game I ever seen Dustin Byfuglien play. He made a terrific play here, shorthanded in the neutral zone, being really aggressive. Look at that, shorthanded, seeing a situation where he can jump on the puck carrier, takes the puck, takes it right to the net, gets a shot on net, and gets right back in the flow. No harm, no foul. Gagliardi shorthanded, coming down the wing, taking a shot, getting the rebound out in front as well. This power play for the San Jose Sharks is way off balance.
Shot from the line, score! Brent Burns lets that one go, and the San Jose Sharks capitalize, and it comes on the first penalty. So the Sharks will remain on the power play.
Well, that's the way to get back on balance. Right off the faceoff, they control it, and Brent Burns just wires one. A bit of a screen, certainly. This is a good, hard, low shot. I don't think it hit anybody in front. Hutchinson had a bit of a screen in front of him, but never just really got a beat on it. Good, clean win there, and Burns can really bring it. I think all the passing of 3 or 4 bodies in front of the field of vision of Hutchinson didn't allow him to see it, and Brent Burns, who's one of the highest scoring defensemen in the league, gets another one.
Face-off win for Joe Pavelski starts the whole play. Brian Little trying to break into the San Jose zone. He got stopped, and here comes Logan Couture. Couture stopped inside the line. Byfuglien falls. Pavelski carries in. Good defensive play by Little, and Brian Little is going to get a penalty.
Well, the Jets have had penalty issues at certain times all season long. They still take more minors than anybody else in the league. And this obviously isn't the way you want to start off a game. They're down one already because of a power play goal against them. And Brian Little did a really good job covering up in front of the net, but a little bit of slash on the hands, boy. I'll tell you, if you touch anybody on the hands anymore, that used to be a good defensive play. I didn't think he hacked him too hard on the hands there, and you could see his reaction when he was called for it. So a critical situation here for the Jets, down 5-on-3.
They gave up their first 5-on-3 goal of the season against the New York Islanders in this homestand. And on the season, the Jets have killed 10 of 11. This is their 12th situation where they are down 2 men. Patrick Marleau had an assist on that goal. He snaps a 9-game pointless drought. Marleau for Burns. San Jose with a 5-on-3. Down for Pavelski. Back for Marleau. Save Hutchinson. Rebound. Hutchinson down. Save on the short side. Byfuglien in the corner. Big hit by Byfuglien on Pavelski. Wengels is on the loose puck. Batting away at it and clearing it to the line. And out is Jim Slater.
Good hard work by Slater along the wall. As usual, that's a big out.
Wengels going cross ice. It's deflected away. 1 minute left in the second minor to Matthew Perreault. Marleau tees it up. Hutchinson the save. And Hutchinson hangs on.
Boy, Marleau's had a couple of bombs from the point. You have so much time and room when you have the 5-on-3 advantage. And Marleau's the guy that San Jose wants to score a goal. And you can see Brent Burns trying to give him every chance to score. Marleau's got 958 career points, but he's got no points in his last 9 games and only 1 goal in his last 17 games for Patrick Marleau.
Todd McClellan wanted his special teams to be better. Well, the power play has them in front by a score of 1-0. They came into tonight with 1 power play goal in their last 4 games. And they get 1 to take the 1-0 lead and now have a 5-on-3. Burns trying to get that down low, stopped by Party and cleared away by Byfuglien.
Good job by Party to be in the shooting lane there. That was a nice distribution of the puck by San Jose on their rush, and Party stopped it.
Pass too far, Byfuglien off the boards. Pavelski keeps it in for Marleau to Pavelski for Burns, and Adam Party blocked it. Marleau lets it go and Party blocked it, and Adam Party will clear it down the ice.
Oh, 2 terrific blocks again by Party. His ability to get in the shooting lane and front the puck and knock the shooter was the key there.
Irwin will send it to center to Shepard. Shepard left side for Tomas Hertl. He'll take a bump and send it in. Cleared up the boards and back out to center. So an interesting start to this game. A double minor to Matthew Perreault is now over. It was Michael Frolik's stick that caught the San Jose player, Carlson. And then perhaps a questionable call on Brian Little, but the Jets have killed it off, and they've got away with just allowing the 1 goal.
Well, obviously the referees have set the tone here as far as stick fouls, and every game is a little bit different. Every referee a little bit different. So both teams are going to have to be very careful with their sticks in this one.
San Jose 1 for 3 on the power play as we have just passed the 5-minute mark of the opening period. Matt Halischuk, his slap shot in, that got blocked. Halischuk, his second goal of the season against Toronto, turned out to be the game winner in the 5-1 win. Around the boards for Adam Party, deflected by Adam Lowry. Cleared away from the short side. Jets now trying to come back with a good response here in the opening period as they're down 1. Adam Lowry, this line had a couple of goals against Toronto. Gagliardi's all wrapped up in behind the net.
Well, Justin Braun's the one who blocked that shot. He's limping so badly. He wants to get a face-off any way he can. So he was wrapping up Gagliardi, and that's what the fans wanted a penalty on.
So Braun banged up, and Brent Burns with his 11th of the year. 1-0 Sharks.
Jets on TSN brought to you by the 2015 Toyota Corolla.
It's Corolla like you've never seen it before.
Adam Pardy with a terrific job blocking 3 big shots in that penalty kill situation. Held his ground, fronted the puck, and 3 big shots that were stopped that had a chance to go in.
His season high in a single game is 4. So he's off to a pretty good start in that category. By the way, if you're wondering about the Canada-Russia game, the gold medal game at the World Juniors, we are not going to give you the score. We know a lot of people are PBRing this game between Canada and Russia and plan to watch it after the Jets and San Jose game. So out of respect for those people, we are not going to be passing along scores. But we can tell you, now we're not going to tell you anything. Jay Harrison, cross ice for Paul Postma. Ahead for Scheifele, Scheifele wide. Scheifele pulls it back, sharp angle, Niemi the save. Wingles is on the loose puck, tied up by Michael Frolik. Marc-Edouard Vlasic sends it up the boards. Jay Harrison is in from the line, and the puck out at center onto the stick of Frolik, and he'll leave for Dustin Byfuglien.
The Jets have to reestablish their puck possession and their forecheck. They were so dominant in the last game against Toronto because of these penalties. They have to hit the reset button here.
Back into the San Jose zone. Brian Little riding a 6-game point streak. Trying to get it for Ladd. Byfuglien is in from the line, and Byfuglien got a piece of Tomas Hertl. Hertl appears to be okay after he was a little slow getting up. Wheeler on the boards, and Tomas Hertl takes a run at Wheeler. Ladd tried to get it for Little. Grabbed off by Ben Sherratt, and Sherratt, who had his first NHL goal on Saturday against Toronto, clears it into the San Jose zone. Sherratt and Byfuglien were +4 each in that game against Toronto. Sherratt will slide this in. Had a 2-point game with the goal and the assist. At the line, kept in by Halushchuk, slams it deep. After it goes Lowry, cleared away and out to center ice for Nieto. Nieto with the long wrist shot, floated that one wide. After it, Gagliardi leaves for Pardy. Pardy for Halushchuk. Halushchuk for Lowry. Lowry in on that right side. Gagliardi heads to the front of the net. Penalty coming up on the play to San Jose. Adam Pardy in from the line. Michael Hutchinson wanted to make sure that it was going to be a San Jose penalty before he made his way to the bench. And now the call comes, and the Jets will get their first power play of the game.
Another stick infraction, so you can see this is going to be a regular trip to the penalty box here in this game. Ty McGinn gets called for hooking. Didn't look like much of a one on that call either. There's Dustin Byfuglien pinching in, and that's Tomas Hertl, who takes a hit to make a play, but he gets the number of that bust that came in and got a piece of him. Yeah, it's number 33. If you're going to get the most out of Byfuglien, you have to let him freelance a little bit, which means you have to cover up for him in those spots that Jets did.
Byfuglien sends it down low to Perreault with Enstrom out of the lineup. Byfuglien leads the Jets in power play time at just over 4 minutes. Brian Little shot blocked by Pavelski. Wheeler jumps on the loose puck for Little to Byfuglien. Quick shot by Byfuglien wide. Niemi lost his footing as he went from his right to his left, but the Sharks control and clear it down the ice. Marc-Edouard Vlasic leads San Jose in penalty killing time at 2:22 on an average per game. Sharks do not take a lot of penalties. Shot score! Andrew Ladd continues his hot streak. Jets connect on the power play and have tied the game 1-1.
Sometimes you think there's a string that connects Little and Ladd, and the string wasn't very long in this case. The Jets take the zone. Watch Little will back away in towards your screen, and Ladd will come right towards him. A little bunt back, puts it right on the tee for Andrew Ladd, and when you're on the move like that, and it gets put right in front of you, you can get the puck away instantly. Antti Niemi never got set. Didn't have much of a chance on this one. What a terrific give and go there from Little to Ladd, and they tied the score at 1.
Ladd's 15th of the year for Andrew Ladd. 9 points in his last 6 games. And Brian Little, early in this game, extends his point streak to 7 with 10 points over the 7 games. Blake Wheeler will also pick up an assist.
Couple of streakers in full equipment.
You got it. Blake Wheeler continues to lead the Jets in assists as that line connects for a power play goal to tie this game up. Back in his own end, Julien Brouillette, his 11th NHL game. Grant Clutson is listed as day-to-day. Paul Maurice says it is more like week-to-week. And that was the bad news. The good news is Zach Bogosian was back on the ice this morning with his teammates, his first practice with the team. And Keaton Ellerby recalled from the minors, but Ellerby has been injured with St. John's and was just cleared to play today, so conditioning will be an issue for him for a while. Halichuk in his own zone. Ahead for TJ Gagliardi. Picked up his first goal as a Jet Saturday. Sends it in, and that line heads to the bench on the change. Irwin through center, 1-1 tie. Jets and Sharks. Dennis Payak, Brian Inglam, Sarah Orlesky. The rest of our TSN crew here at the MTS Center as the Jets wrap up a 4-game homestand. Off of Peluso into the San Jose zone. In after Brendan Dillon. Justin Braun got bumped by Slater. Slater knocks the puck loose. Thorburn goes after it. Thorburn and Wingels in a battle. And the puck loose and cleared by Goodrow. Brendan Dillon sends it into the Jet zone. Came over from Dallas. Byfuglien is on the loose puck for Anthony Peluso. Peluso comes cross ice for Ben Sherratt. Sherratt off the stick of Slater and into the San Jose zone.
Good pace and tempo to this game.
Dillon back into his own end. Mark Scheifele in on the forecheck. Postma breaks this up outside the line. Bounced away from Michael Frolik. Matthew Perreault back in for Scheifele just beyond his reach. And it's back in beside the San Jose net, taken there and cleared by Brent Burns. Sherratt back in his own zone. Harrison around for Paul Postma, for Michael Frolik. Back for Harrison and back for Postma. Your defensive pairings coming into the game. Party and Brouillette, Postma and Harrison. Nice poke check there by Scheifele on the back check and grabbed off by Frolik. And then, of course, Byfuglien and Ben Sherratt. Burns chops this up the board. Shepard gets bumped on the play. Puck out to center. Couple of power play goals in this game. Burns and Ladd. And we have a 1-1 tie. Brouillette. Up on the right side for Little, left side for Ladd, and in. Wheeler is after it. Little in as well. Byfuglien just got a piece of Logan Couture, and the Jets control. Sherratt ahead for a Little, stop by Tennyson. Looking for Irwin. Irwin sends it up the boards, blocked by Wheeler. Wheeler in a battle with Marty Irwin, and cleared up the boards and grabbed off. Back into the Winnipeg Jet zone. Sent around the boards, Pavelski to the front of the net, cleared away. Matt Irwin fakes the shot, walked around Wheeler. Save on the short side by Hutchinson. Not sure he saw it, but Hutchinson had that short side blocked off. Hurdle for Logan Couture. Couture in a battle in behind the net with Sherratt. And now Andrew Ladd down low to help out. And Sherratt will get it ahead to Wheeler. And Wheeler off the glove of Dillon and out to center. Justin Braun back for Wingels. Wingels missed it. Here comes Lowry for Gagliardi. Lowry sends it in. Gagliardi got rocked by Brendan Dillon. Lowry is in on Patrick Marleau. And Justin Braun will help out. For Marleau, the long pass through the middle misses everyone and grabbed off by Postma. Ahead to Gagliardi. Gagliardi bumped there by Marleau. Dillon for Justin Braun. Long lead pass trying to spring Marleau. And that got deflected away and Postma's back for it. For Gagliardi. For Halichuk. And Halichuk will slide it in.
Not much room in the middle of the ice right now. Both teams forced to dump it in. Getting into that 15 feet into the middle of the ice has been the difficulty in the last 5-6 minutes.
With San Jose getting that early goal only once in the last 5 games, have the Winnipeg Jets scored the game's first goal, but over the course of the year, they have been very good at getting that early lead, and then the last couple of games when they have given up the first goal, they have been able to come back and tie it very quickly. So the Winnipeg Jets power play goal by Andrew Ladd. We're tied 1-1. Closed captioning is delivered by Pizza Hotline. Order the hotline heavy tonight. Big taste, small price.
Brendan Dillon on the left, TJ Gagliardi on the right. They had a collision and Dillon won this one. He's a big, strong guy, 6'3", 6'4", about 225, and he just sandwiched Gagliardi. The Dillon trade for Jason Demers with the Dallas Stars was very interesting. The Dallas Stars had, I think, 5 left-handed defensemen. Dillon is left-handed, so Dallas dearly needed a right-handed D-man, and they were struggling in their own end. Jason Demers is right-handed. He's got experience. Dallas has settled things down, and San Jose is very happy to have Dillon, a great young prospect.
Jets have out-hit the Sharks so far in this game, 14-5. Back in for the Sharks, into the front of the net. Hutchinson makes the save off Tomas Hertl. Gagliardi ahead for Halishchuk, stuffs it to center no further. Irwin puts it back into the Jet zone. Adam Party for TJ Gagliardi. Gagliardi to center, sends it in. Hit the linesman on the near side. Comes out to center, Scheifele right back in. And Scheifele takes a shoulder on the play from Tommy Wingels. Tennyson for Marleau. Marleau bumped there by Harrison. Paul Postma goes after it. Sharks control with Wingels to the line for Dillon. Bouncing puck to the front, kicked away by Postma. And Perreault for Frolik. Back for Perreault. In for Scheifele, in behind him. And Patrick Marleau will send it for Wingels. Battle in behind Perreault. Gets it for Frolik. Frolik got rubbed out by Braun. And Justin Braun will bounce this back to the Winnipeg Jets line.
Turnovers by the Jets in the neutral zone and a couple right outside their own blue line. Paul Maurice not going to be happy with that. Hutchinson has bailed them out a couple times.
Pass in behind Jay Harrison. Pavelski back in for Logan Couture. Couture short side off the post. Logan Couture waited for the screen to set up and then went high short side and hit pipe. Burns for Matthew Nieto. Nieto watched by Ladd. Ahead for Pavelski. Pavelski for Burns. Burns with some room. Save made by Hutchinson. And right back for Wheeler. For Ladd. Back for Wheeler with some speed. Wheeler pulls up and fires it wide. Glove side. Brian Little, who has extended his point streak in this game to 7. Dustin Byfuglien trying to hold it in the San Jose zone. Can't. Out at center, grabbed off, and Peluso will carry it in as the Jets make a change. Burns runs into Peluso. Slater goes in and takes a run at his man. Cleared back into the Jet zone. After it, Adam Party. Party, Sherratt, and a nice play for Anthony Peluso. For Slater. Slater with Thorburn. Slater bounces it in. Thorburn goes in after it. Thorburn and Tennyson after it. Desjardins in the corner. Pressured there by Slater. And Tennyson will carry it out for San Jose.
You can see how quickly Sherratt's coming along. What a nice little play you mentioned, Dennis, is Sherratt coming off the wall to get it to Peluso.
Shot by Hertl, grabbed and held by Michael Hutchinson. Shots are 10-4 in favor of San Jose. And we are tied 1-1. And Logan Couture with 14 on the year came this close to adding to that. Jets pass holders, watch for the Jets Rewards bonus code during tonight's game. Enter the code by logging into Jets Rewards and receive 50 bonus points redeemable for unique Winnipeg Jets benefits and experiences. Jets Rewards, reward your passion. This will always be a special day for Matt Halishchuk. Let's go back to 2008. Canada against Sweden. This is in the Czech Republic, and this is a gold medal overtime goal for Matt Halishchuk as Canada picks up a gold medal for the 4th straight year.
What a fabulous memory that is for him.
Asked him today, I said, does it seem like yesterday? He said, no, not really. He said, my family remembers it like it's yesterday, but for me, he says, a lot of things have happened since, but the day will always be special.
Spoken like a grizzled vet.
Yes. Adam Party back in his own zone. Again, we will not pass along Canada scores against Russia for all of those who are PBRing that game and plan on watching it after the Jets San Jose game here at the SBS Center. Oh, big hit. TJ Gagliardi just rocked Justin Braun.
Braun wasn't ready for that one. A little payback for the one he took from Brendan Dillon that we showed you early on. Big hit by Gagliardi.
Matt Nieto to the Jets line. Bruyette got a piece of it. On the loose puck is Perreault. Perreault for Scheifele. Scheifele finds a little bit of room. Cuts to the right, lost control of it. And then he'll slam it into the San Jose zone. Burns around the boards off a skate. Frolik is on it. Sends it behind the Sharks net, waiting for it. Perreault for Scheifele. Scheifele being watched by Vlasic. Scheifele avoids Vlasic. Tried to get it back to Postma. Hit the linesman. Scheifele gathers it in. Scheifele's cross-ice pass picked off on the play by Barkley for Wingels. And Wingels' shot goes wide. And Patrick Marleau may have got clipped with a stick as Marleau makes his way to the San Jose bench. Harrison behind his own net for Paul Postma. Winnipeg Jets have 6 defensemen in the city that are not in the lineup tonight. As Julien Bruyette plays his first game in a Winnipeg Jets uniform. At center for Pavelski. Pavelski across with Shepard. Tried to play it back. Tennyson is on the loose puck. Final minute of the opening period in a 1-1 tie with a couple of power play goals. Shepard the shot, that got blocked. Collision at the side of the net. Pavelski, nice little redirect to try and bank that off of Michael Hutchinson.
TJ Gagliardi got rocked earlier in the period. We showed you when he got hit by Brendan Dillon. Well, his next shift out there. Watch him hit Braun here. Braun just wasn't ready for it. Gagliardi really leaned into it. It shook up Justin Braun for a second. He must have been thinking, hey, it was 4, not 61. Get it right. Don't take it out on me.
19 hits in the period so far for the Winnipeg Jets. As after some early penalties, this game has settled into a pretty good match, which it should be. San Jose Sharks in a stretch of 4 straight games against Central Division teams. They lost to St. Louis Saturday at home. There's a shot by Nieto, save made by Hutchinson. The game tonight, then they go to Minneapolis to play the Wild, and then they go into St. Louis. Good save there by Hutchinson.
San Jose was awful the other night. I watched that game against the Blues. They were just terrible. They were terrible in their own end, couldn't sort it out. Their goaltending, they played both goalies. Neither one of them could stop anything. The last couple of games for San Jose have been really disorganized, and doesn't help that they're missing Big Joe Thornton.
Coach McClellan asked about what he wants to see from his team. Better start, better team play, better special teams. He said that would be a good start. Well, the power play got them the early goal.
Yeah. What do you want to see? Anything. Anything.
Surratt, sharp angle chance. That got stopped. And the puck cleared out to center ice as the first period comes to an end.
And Gagliardi now in the face of Brent Burns a little bit. So TJ Gagliardi's been right in the middle of things here in this first period. A couple of power play goals traded and really good tempo to this. And there's some anger in this game as well, too. Should be a good second and third.
13-4, the shots in favor of San Jose as they enjoy a 5-on-3 early in the period. But the first period does come to an end tied. There's Brent Burns with the power play goal. Bufflin gets a piece of Tomas Hertl. Andrew Ladd with the assist from Little, who extends his point streak. 1-1 after 20.
Jets on TSN, brought to you by Subway Restaurant. Get your favorite sub made just the way you like it. Subway, eat fresh.
Antoniemi, 2.53 goals against average coming into this game. A save percentage of .914. He will lead the San Jose Sharks onto the ice for the start of the second. Brent Burns on a power play as Patrick Marleau picks up an assist, his first point in 10 games. Logan Couture with the assist as well. Power play marker at 2:53, and then Andrew Ladd with his 15th goal of the season and his 6th on the power play. Little extends his point streak to 7 games. Wheeler gets an assist as well, and we are tied 1-1.
There's a look at Julien Brouillette, 28 years old. He's 5'11". He spent about 4 years in the East Coast League and about 5 years in the American League. I mean, he's waited his time. He's been here for a couple of weeks actually practicing with the Jets, worked his way up to speed, got his feet wet in practice, gradually got better and got a feel for it. Got a little over 4 minutes worth of ice time. It's not his first NHL game. He played 10 games last year with the Washington Capitals, so he's been here before. But you know, there's still a big excitement level for him here, getting in his first game with the Jets.
Said today, yes, it has been a wait, but it will be fun. And he did mention the fact that he was 28, and it may be a little bit different for him versus some young guys who have had to wait this long to get into a game this season. And speaking of 28 years, 27 years of age today is Matthew Perreault, as we look at the two goaltenders, Michael Hutchinson and Antti Niemi.
Well, Niemi wasn't very busy in that first period. You know, the Jets want to turn that around. They don't normally have first periods like that where they have so few shots. You have to credit San Jose. San Jose got a lot of momentum from those power plays that they got early on in the game. And the Jets took a while to turn that around. They turned the ship around. Now they need to get in there and get some shots.
Jets with 47 points. San Jose with 45 points. Referee got spilled off the face-off. Brendan Dillon out at center, deflected in by Goodrow, and Hutchinson will play it away from Wingels. Little in the corner in the battle with Wingels. Sharp angle chance off the side of the net by Goodrow. To the line now for Brendan Dillon. Shot deflected. Right pad save Hutchinson. And then it comes up into the jersey. And he will hang on to it as Jay Harrison and Patrick Marleau get a little nasty at the side of the net.
Well, that's a good idea for the Jets. You have to protect your goaltender. If the San Jose Sharks are going to crowd the crease, Patrick Marleau's in a bad mood because he hasn't scored much lately. Jay Harrison is a tough guy to handle, and he does a good job in front of the net. The referee, Frederic Lecuyer, read off the opening faceoff in the second period. He's called a lot of stick fouls here. Well, he gets a little bit of a foot pulled out from underneath him. It was actually sort of a leverage deal. It was Tommy Wingels' stick, but it was caught in between Andrew Ladd, and the referee's back foot. He went for a tumble to start things off. So what goes around comes around.
Dustin Byfuglien sends it left side. Byfuglien with 8 minutes and 44 seconds of ice time in that opening period. Right behind him, because of the penalty kill, was Adam Pardy at 8:18. Then Sherratt back into his own end. Sherratt watched by Joe Pavelski. Sherratt, the long lead pass for Leak, tips this in. Niemi will clear it away from the birthday boy, Matthew Perreault. Now Perreault stays on it for Scheifele. Scheifele got spun around, and Burns is going to get a penalty for the hold on Mark Scheifele, and the Jets will get their second power play of the game.
Well, if you get down in the offense and you get some numbers and you get players turning around, that's where you draw some penalties. And Brent Burns, who's logged a lot of ice time, he had 8:45 in the first period alone. Good move by Scheifele there. He put Burns in a bad position. Whenever the stick's on one side of you and the body's on the other side of you, it's really tough to untangle that before the referee catches you.
Todd McClellan's team coming into this game tonight in the last 7 games have only been shorthanded 15 times, and in 2 of those games they did not have a shorthanded situation. They do not take a lot of penalties. This is the second power play of the game. For the Jets, they are 1 for 1 with 1 shot on the power play. That's all it took for Andrew Ladd to tie the game up. Byfuglien for Perreault across the line, and that's stopped at the line. Coming into the game in the last 17 games, the Jets power play operating at 27%, 16 for 59, so now 17 for 60.
Some terrific numbers after a really slow start to the season. It gives you an awful lot of confidence when your power play's clicking.
Little for Matthew Perreault. Perreault comes rink wide looking for Wheeler, tipped away from him. Wheeler stays on it. Wheeler's still looking for his first power play goal of the year. In across for Wingels. Wingels turned it over, and Byfuglien's lead pass misses everyone. And this goes through the crease, but it is going to be an icing call against the Winnipeg Jets. And there's a look at the top power plays in the National Hockey League since late November. Detroit Red Wings, Winnipeg Jets right in behind them, and then the Rangers, Columbus, Vancouver. But you're right, it adds a touch of confidence to the offensive flair, your team, when you can get some power play goals.
Yeah, your power play will often add to your 5-on-5 offense. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work the other way around very often. When the power play is not working, it's just not working. But the Jets have it going this last month or so.
Perreault dishes off to Brian Little, and boy, a bit of a late offside call.
Yeah, Jets really out of sync here on this power play. Their attacks are too easy to read. San Jose, give them credit, they're funneling the puck to the outside, so the attack is right along the wall, and then there are defenders right there and waiting, and then the ultimate out of sync is when you start banging into your own guys at the blue line trying to take the line.
Face off outside the San Jose blue line. 50 seconds left in the minor penalty to Brent Burns, and Burns got a lot of media attention today because of the similarity to him and Dustin Byfuglien, as well as Dustin Byfuglien has been playing. And of course, Dustin Byfuglien, as much as he likes to have a little bit of fun, after the game against Toronto said, no, I really want to be a forward.
I got a big kick out of reading that one. That was great. Good job, Pinocchio.
To the front of the net, Michael Frolik gets a couple of whacks at it and grabbed off and cleared by Justin Braun down the ice.
Well, it's true. Burns and Byfuglien do play an awful lot alike, and I've talked to Todd McClellan about Brent Burns, and he worries about him in his own zone because he just flies off and goes offensively too often for his coach's liking too.
Postma sends it in, deflected by Tennyson to the line, and it will make its way out to center, but right back in now for Scheifele. Scheifele plays it down to Michael Frolik, knocked away from him. Back to the line to Postma. Traffic in front of the net. Jay Harrison the shot. Niemi the save. Power play is over as Burns is out. Diving to break that one up was Lowry, but it ends up on the stick of Marleau. Marleau's pass got tipped away. 2 shots on that power play for the Jets. This remains a 1-1 tie. Michael Hutchinson leaves this in behind the net. Michael Hutchinson, a lot more action as of late, but it's something he's used to. He played a lot down the stretch last year for the St. John's Ice Caps. Halistruck to the front of the net, scramble! On the loose puck is Gagliardi. Slater had the first shot at it. Grabbed off and cleared out to center ice. After it goes Carlson, he couldn't get anywhere. Right back for Gagliardi, whips it cross ice. Slater goes after it. Slater and Irwin to the backboards. Dished off, Halistruck to the line, Sherratt the quick shot, and Niemi the save. Centered, sharp angle chance for Ladd, couldn't get a whack at it. And back for Joe Pavelski. Pavelski coming into this game with 5 goals in his last 5 games. Score! A deflection by Melker Karlsson.
Michael Hutchinson went down and he was just astonished that he didn't have this one. It just snuck in between his pads. He didn't get the legs together quickly enough. Pavelski just throwing it to the front of the net. That is a nasty redirection. Hutchinson thinks he has it, but you can see there's just a little tiny delay in him actually getting the tops of the pads tight together. Melker Karlsson just takes a little bit off it, changes the direction. Look at Hutchinson just studying his pads. How did that get through?
So the San Jose Sharks regain the lead.
John Scott and Andrew Ladd have had something going on since the first period. Ladd took a couple of whacks at Scott. Pretty smart thing to do because I think Andrew Ladd knows Scott will take penalties. There's no way that Ladd's going to fight Scott.
Wheeler after it in the corner. Wheeler trying to get away from Tommy Wingels. Does. Wheeler works it to the front of the net. Niemi is down. Cleared up the boards, and Patrick Marleau out of Aneroid, Saskatchewan. Had it knocked off his stick. Adam Pardy is in from the line. Wheeler trying to work it free. Pardy got bowled over. Brouillette is in from the line, and the Jets hold it in. Wingels waiting for it. It's chipped out by Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and Brouillette back for it. Whips it off the backboards. It comes all the way to Matthew Perreault. Out at center for Brian Little. Little got stripped of the puck, and then Perreault gets it back for Blake Wheeler. Wheeler in the slot, the shot, the save, rebound. Scheifele robbed by Niemi. What a chance for Mark Scheifele. Back for time again. McGinn, the wrist shot, gloved and held by Michael Hutchinson.
Well, chances at both ends of the ice, and Scheifele had a terrific chance. It jammed him a little bit, but going to the net hard, you're going to get some good opportunities when you get the shots to the net. Scheifele coming in unmolested there on that left wing side, but he is on his backhand, gets the shot away, but doesn't get it up high enough. Wheeler with a terrific shot. What a save by Niemi. I mean, it's all he could do. He could make that save. Watch Briette on this last defensive play. Couldn't make the pass directly to his D-man, so he used the far corner to try to get it to Adam Pardy. Actually, a really smart little play there by Briette.
That chance for Scheifele. Scheifele has gone pointless in 4 games after a stretch where he had 9 points in 6 games. Time again sends this out to center. Thorburn is on it. Back for Paul Postma. In for Anthony Peluso. Knocked away, knocked out of midair by Desjardins. Brought in by Jay Harrison. And that's going to be offside at the line.
Jay Harrison's done a nice job stepping in here for the Jets. It's always tough when you get traded during the regular season. You have to get acclimated to everything off the ice, family situations, etc. on the ice, a whole new crew and a whole new system. He's an experienced guy. He's a big man. And he has a net front presence at your own end. It's good. He's got a big shot, too. Look at the list of all the defensemen that have played for the Winnipeg Jets this year because of the injuries that they've had. The top 5 defensemen right now, currently, out of the lineup.
And 6 defensemen with the arrival of Ellerby. 6 defensemen in town and in the dressing room that probably in the injury room more than the dressing room that are not in the lineup tonight for the Winnipeg Jets. Zach Bogosian is the closest to returning. It would not surprise me to see him maybe even in Arizona on Thursdays. We look at Tomas Hertl and Michael Hutchinson. It is 2-1 Sharks here in the second. Safeway's featured participating product for tonight's game is Heinz Beans and Pasta.
We were talking about all the Jets defensemen that have been used all season long. Boy, it's been tough. The first biggest change obviously was Dustin Byfuglien moving back when Toby Enstrom and Bogosian and the boys started going down. What a job he has done. Paul Postma now moves up the food chain a little bit, gets a little bit more ice time. They had to get another defenseman, so Jay Harrison came into the situation, and Ben Sherratt has done a terrific job stepping up in the American Hockey League and not looking back.
And Julien Brouillette in his first game as a Winnipeg Jet, as Grant Clitsome, the latest to go down. In the Jet zone, Michael Frolik tried to play it up the board. Tomas Hertl spinning in his own zone for San Jose. Hertl with 1 goal in his last 12 games, trying to work it out of the corner. Shot by Nieto, that hit a leg. James Shepard is after the loose puck, and he gets cleared out to center where Matthew Perreault for Scheifele. Back to Perreault, off a leg and into the San Jose zone, and Tennyson will go back for it. After it, Perreault stays with it, trying to get it back to the line. That went off a skate. Staying on it, Michael Frolik back for Perreault. Jammed it in behind the San Jose net. Matt Irwin up the board, Sherratt in from the line. Scheifele holds it in the San Jose zone. Frolik in the corner. He and Tennyson battle for it. After it goes Perreault. Irwin trying to stay with Matthew Perreault. Perreault to the line. Sherratt tees it up and blasts it wide. Byfuglien corrals, plays it all the way around. Jets trying to get a change in, and they do. Wheeler now to Little. Back in front to Ladd. Sharp angle, and he chipped it wide. Ladd has it again from Wheeler, trying to get it down low to Little. Shepard, as the Sharks are in need of a line change. Little trying to work it off the corner boards. Irwin is trying to get a stoppage in play. Little with the 7-game point streak. Byfuglien is all the way in. The only guy back is Ben Sherratt. Tomas Hertl's cross-ice pass, and Nieto will send this into the Jet zone, and the Sharks will get their change. Back for Wheeler. Wheeler wide. Wheeler around Vlasic. Blake Wheeler back to the line for Sherratt. Sherratt finds Bufflin. Bufflin looking for the carom off the backboards. Lowry is after it. Lowry in a battle with Pavelski. On the puck is Gagliardi. For Halischuk. Lowry runs into Big Burns. Burns plays it around the boards, but Postma's there. Sharks in front 2-1. Gagliardi for Lowry. Lowry and Burns. Pavelski there to help out. Lowry is up with it. Lowry bank pass for Postma. Postma for Harrison. Deflected in front. Save. Rebound! And Lowry took a whack, but it got cleared. Harrison the shot. Niemi down. Battle in front of the net. Cleared around the boards. Gagliardi whipped it to the front of the net off a stick and high. Postma's in from the line. Big hit by Postma and Carlson. Back for Logan Couture. The wrist shot with a rolling puck way wide. Sharks very close to too many men.
There's that ferocious forecheck that you saw last game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. 2 consecutive shifts of constant action inside San Jose's end. Really had a lot of San Jose Sharks tired out there. Brent Burns made a big play. Probably saved the goal, cleared that one in front of the net.
Anthony Peluso in on the forecheck. Chipped up by Braun and now on for Barkley. Barkley, Goodrow, left side to the front of the net. That got cleared away. After it on the far side is Slater. Slater trying to clear, gets it for Dustin Byfuglien. Byfuglien out to center ice, sends the long shot in. Thorburn is after it, chipped away from him. Scheifele is there, lead pass for Wengel, and Byfuglien gets back to take it away. Big defensive play by Dustin Byfuglien. Anthony Peluso sends it in, hits to the bench on the change. After it is Perreault. Perreault to the front of the net goes Michael Frolik. Perreault tried to get it there. It rattles off a leg. Shepard will just relieve the pressure and send it to center. Brouillette ahead for Michael Frolik and in. Niemi traps it. Gets it for Justin Braun. Braun for Dylan Billen is bumped off the puck. Scheifele to the forehand. Down low to Perreault. Spins away from Braun. Tried to get it to Michael Frolik in front. Braun around the boards. Kept in by Adam Party. For Perreault. For Frolik. Frolik spins. Tried to get it to the front of it. It's off a leg. And Nieto will get it out to center ice. And Braun will get it into the Jet zone. Adam Party tight turns. Party took a bump. Out at center for Ladd. Ladd with his 15th goal of the year has the Jets marker in this contest. Grabbed by Logan Couture to the line. Offside though, is in ahead of the play was Melker Karlsson. And it was Karlsson's goal, the assist to Pavelski, that has the Sharks in front. The 25th hit of the night for the Jets.
Closed captioning is brought to you by The Plan by Investors Group, helping you provide for the people you care about, now and over time.
Dustin Byfuglien made a mistake his last shift, and then he made up for it. He was up on the play in the offensive zone, which he likes to do. Tommy Wingels will get on the other side of him. At the bottom of your screen, he lets Wingels get away. Note to Tommy Wingels, Byfuglien's big, he's also fast. That's a terrific defensive play. He knew he had to come up with it. He waited till exactly the right time. Buff is very quick, and he's got incredibly strong hands. He just stripped Tommy Wingels right before that shot game.
Andrew Ladd was asked about Dustin Byfuglien's game, and basically in one word he said, extraordinary. And Blake Wheeler maybe said it best as Wheeler tries to bust through. Wheeler said he has been so instrumental in our success with the injuries that we have had, as Hutchinson will shut this down.
Dustin Byfuglien was by far the most dominant player on the ice against the Toronto Maple Leafs. For my money, that's the best game I've ever seen him play in a Jets uniform. Absolutely ferocious all over the ice. The quickness and intensity of his game and his decision-making about when to go on offense and when to stay back. And that's always been the argument. Paul Maurice has him in a good spot. He wants to play defense, and he's making him play defense at the right time, or he goes back forward.
Party for Brouillette, up for Halischuk, tried to bat it out of the zone. Lowry ahead for Gagliardi. Gagliardi is stopped at center. And Brouillette back into his own zone. We asked Paul Maurice why Sherratt and Byfuglien And he said it's just the way it worked out. It was Klitzum and Bogosian. Klitzum got hurt. It was Sherratt and Bogosian for one game. Then Bogosian got hurt. And that's when Byfuglien came back. And it's just the right pairing was to put him with Sherratt.
And you never know how the chemistry is going to go. Just like when you put line combinations together up front. Sometimes on paper you put guys together and go, this is going to be great. And it doesn't go anywhere. Same thing on D. And it's dangerous on D when it doesn't work.
Gagliardi in on the forecheck, cleared away from him. John Scott, the long shot. And Michael Hutchinson is going to make the save. Face off in the Jet zone. The Jets on TSN. Action continues on Thursday as the Jets head to Arizona to take on the Coyotes. Live coverage gets underway at 7:30 Central on TSN 3.
Yeah, the Jets get to visit a little bit of warm weather, but it's not going to be easy. No easy games out there.
This is a tough stretch in the schedule. They have 5 and 7 coming up. They have 6 and 9. They have 7 and 11 if you want to make it a little bit of a bigger picture. But the 5 and 7 is the early concern for the Jets.
And right now they're 2 points in front of San Jose for that last spot too, and they want to bury him here.
Marleau sends that one in. Control in the corner. Tommy Wengels in front for Marleau, and it got away from him. It has been that kind of a year for Patrick Marleau. He has not scored in 11. He has 1 in 17. Wengels trying to take it to the net, and Jay Harrison knocked him down. Centered up front and grabbed off, and back for Matthew Perreault with Scheifele, and Scheifele will send it in. Matthew Perreault has an 8-game home point streak going. Out at center, Nieto gets stopped there by Byfuglien. Wheeler off his shin pad and back into the San Jose zone. Cleared around the boards. Vlasic to the line, stopped by Brian Little. Byfuglien is down low. Wheeler is on the puck. Back to Little. The shot deflected by Ladd. And a good save by Niemi. Sherratt down low. Sherratt got bumped on the far side. And the puck grabbed and knifed out to center ice by Brent Burns. Sherratt, a goal, an assist, and a +4 against Toronto on Saturday. Sherratt's pass misses everyone, and this is going to be an icing call. Sherratt trying to say it got tipped.
There's a look at Patrick Marleau, and he has been snake bitten. Boy, the last month or so, the pucks will not go in for him. Over 650 career points. He's a perennial 30-goal scorer, but the chances come to him, and that's what happens. It goes in his feet. It just can't find the back of the net. He's been playing some center tonight. I haven't seen him play center in a while. He's been a winger a lot, but Todd McClellan is really mixed and matched. He's got Couture playing wing along with Pavelski out there right now, and Couture is usually a centerman for them. When it's not going right, they've only scored 6 5-on-5 goals in the last 6 games. They got to get something going offensively.
Of course, they are missing Joe Thornton, who is on IR. And Thornton missed the game on Saturday. That was his first game that he's missed in 319. Pavelski with a chance in tight, and Michael Hutchinson jumps on that and hangs on to it. Sharks in front by a score of 2-1 here in the second. Time now for the Asante Wealth Management Profiles. We take a look at Ben Sherratt.
Ben Sherratt's got some terrific size, 215 pounds, 6'3". When you play with Dustin Byfuglien, that's a terrific combination. It's imposing to play against.
Coach Paul Maurice, we asked him this morning if he was surprised at how well Ben Sherratt has played, and he said if I wasn't surprised, then the question would be, why was he down in the American Hockey League? So, yes, he is pleasantly surprised with what Ben Sherratt has brought to this lineup.
He won't go back to the American League anytime soon, that's for sure. He'd have to go through waivers. Somebody would pick him up at this point. I don't see that happening, that's for sure.
In behind the net, around the boards for Brian Little. Little ahead to Wheeler. Wheeler stopped at the line by Tennyson. Nieto's on the loose, puck to center no further, and Wheeler puts it back in the San Jose zone as James Shepherd and Blake Wheeler give each other a little friendly whack on the back of the pads. It is James Shepherd in a battle in the corner, up for Wheeler. Wheeler back for Adam Pardy. Pardy will play it to Brian Little. Through for Ladd. Didn't get as much on that backhand pass as he wanted to. Marleau was stopped at center. Party's on it again. Now for Ladd. Tried to slip it through for Wheeler. That got blocked. And back into the Jet zone. Brouillette and Wingles. And Brouillette gets it for Adam Party. Off a stick to Michael Frolik. Through for Brian Little. Hit him on the back of the pants. And then it's cleared inside the San Jose line no further. And right back for Goodrow. Goodrow deflected in front and a good save by Michael Hutchinson as Tommy Wingles got a piece of that. Back for Frolik, for Perreault. Back to Frolik and Scheifele couldn't tap it in the open side. Kept in by Perreault. Down for Michael Frolik. For Scheifele. Scheifele and Braun after it. Scheifele trying to get inside position. Scheifele now after it in the corner. Back behind for Frolik, rubbed out by Brendan Dillon. Perreault is on it though. Matthew Perreault and Frolik looks a little shaken up. Chance there for Scheifele, didn't get much on it. And the save made.
Frolik is really shaken up. Brendan Dillon, at 225 pounds, just crushed him into the end wall. Frolik favoring his arm when he got up.
We always talk about the Jets defensemen that are out of the lineup. The Jets are also missing Evander Kane, of course, as we look at Michael Frolik, who's getting some attention at the bench.
Yeah, he goes into the boards along with Brendan Dillon, and Dillon is a big, strong guy. It's going to happen right here on the end wall, and you can see the lean in there. Oh, and his arm gets caught. His stick is in there, so his arm gets on a really bad angle, and then he just gets crunched in there. His head got whacked into the wall, and he was favoring that one arm as he came off. And you can see he's still shaken up. He had made a terrific defensive play early on that shift in his own end.
That could be anything from head to arm to shoulder to anything upper body. Dustin Byfuglien chips it back for Gagliardi. Gagliardi for Sherratt. Sherratt getting double teamed in the corner. Sherratt trying to jam it up the boards against Pavelski. Now gets some help from Gagliardi. Sharp angle chance for Couture, cleared and grabbed off by Adam Lowry. Lowry down the right side. Lowry. Gagliardi heads to the front of the net. So does Halistruck. And he stuffed it on front of him. Halistruck got dumped. Byfuglien whipped it wide. Halistruck back forward to the line to Sherratt. Sherratt delays. Finds Byfuglien. Byfuglien high slot looking for Gagliardi. Halistruck to the backboards. Halistruck and Couture. Now Lowry is in there. Lowry and Irwin. Byfuglien is in from the line against Pavelski. Coming across is Ladd, and it makes its way out to center. Paul Postma snaps it right back in. Ladd goes in after it, and Tennyson will get it for Irwin. Back for Tennyson. Postma trying to hold the zone, does. For Ladd, for Wheeler, for Postma. Traffic in front, and he blistered that one wide. Kept in by Harrison. For Little to Wheeler. Postma jumps in from the line. Harrison waits for some traffic, lets the shot go, and that is off a body of John Scott and out of play.
Let's go back to Michael Frolik. You can see him still struggling on the bench. Watch earlier in his shift before he got hurt in his own end. Hutchinson will make a big save. Watch Frolik, bottom of your screen. The rebound comes right out. That's almost a sure goal for guess who? Patrick Marleau. But Frolik follows the puck up the ice, and then there's another look again there, and it's just the sheer weight and size of Brendan Dillon that leaned into him so hard.
And Michael Frolik making his way to the Jets dressing room with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the second period. Gary Lawless will join us between periods 2 and 3 for another edition of Lawless in Order. Play whistle down.
Paul Maurice's guys have had a good second period. They needed a lot more shots after having only 4 in the first period. Their net front presence, their forecheck has put San Jose in jeopardy shift after shift in this second. But they still need that one goal here to tie it up. They'd like to get it before the end of the second period.
498 wins for Paul Maurice. At center, James Shepard carries on the offside. Michael Hutchinson makes the save and hangs on, and the Sharks now leading the shots on goal clock 21-13.
Michael Hutchinson's in a good position. I mean, he's a young goaltender, the upstart who's come in and put some tremendous numbers up. but he has said outright, no, I'm not the #1 goaltender. I'm not trying to become that guy. It is a difficult situation, certainly for Ondrej Pavelec. He knows it's all about winning games. Hutchinson's got the best numbers. Hutchinson doesn't have the pressure of being labeled the #1 guy. That is a very distinctly different background to come from. He knows it. He understands it. He was the #1 guy in the American League last year. He's working his way in. He can afford to play loose and come from a different place than Ondrej Pavelec.
Shot through traffic, that gets tipped wide. Wingels knocked down at the side of the net. Wingels is after it, Bufflin is after him again. Wingels to the line for Dillon. Brendan Dillon, Justin Braun, the shot stopped by Hutchinson. Goodrow back to the blue line, Braun, Brendan Dillon, and caught by the right-handed catching Michael Hutchinson. And he will hang on to it for the face-off. The first ever NC2A Football National Championship playoff. The game kicks off on January the 12th. Tune in as Ohio State takes on Oregon as they battle for the title. 7 o'clock Central on TSN. The new format for college football.
Everybody finally wanted it. Good idea.
Face off in the Jets zone. Cleared ahead for Andrew Ladd. He has the Jets goal in this game. Carlson and Burns have scored for San Jose. Brian Little has extended his point streak to 7. This is cleared all the way down the ice and will be an icing call. Little with 10 points over the 7 games. And Brian Little has been oh so steady for the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, that's one of the many words you can use to compliment Brian Little. You look at his numbers, Dennis. He's the best plus-minus guy on the team. 15 goals, 15 assists. How's that for balance? He gives you everything. There's balance in all parts of his game.
3-point night against Toronto on Saturday with a goal and 2 assists. Pavelski sends this up the boards. Bufflin holds it in. Pavelski trying to clear it out with some help from Vlasic does. Marc-Edouard Vlasic is after it. Has Pavelski heading to the front of the net. And Pavelski couldn't catch up to it. We are in the final minute here in the second period. Ben Sherratt snaps this up the middle. Little deflects it out the center. And it's sent right back in by James Shepard. Nieto gets bumped. Shepard is after the loose puck. Shepard. Nieto plays it around, looking for Tennyson. It got blocked. And now we've got Sherratt in a bit of a battle with Nieto in behind the play. Cleared in. Hutchinson will leave it there. Sherratt tried to get it up the wall and got blocked. Shepard's shot was blocked. Irwin off the far post. And a penalty coming to the Winnipeg Jets. Shepard back for Irwin. Irwin goes cross ice. 6 attackers for San Jose. Hutchinson save on the short side. And this goes up into the netting.
Well, the Jets were in trouble in this sequence, certainly. They were in scramble
Winnipeg
mode there.
15, for slashing.
Halischuk's going to the penalty box for slashing. He actually made a really good play on the delayed penalty. Even though the shot went off the iron, Dennis, he slid across and took away everything down low. Halischuk, there's where he slid across. That helps the goaltender out an awful lot. He had already taken the slashing penalty. Comes across. Irwin can't take the low shot. There's traffic in front. It catches iron, but not net.
Off the face-off. Marleau the shot. Blocker saved by Hutchinson as the second period comes to an end.
The Jets came back with a good push. Much better, consistent offensive push in this second period. The issue is obviously they're still down by a goal. More of the same needed in the third.
Melker Karlsson, who got clipped with a high stick in the first period. Your goal scorer in that second period for San Jose from Pavelski as the Jets make their way off the ice. And San Jose, there was the goal that has them in front by 1. Jets had some chances. Scheifele with maybe the best. San Jose with some chances at the end and a power play for them to start the third. 1 goal in that second period, a deflection by Melker Karlsson for his third of the year. Pavelski and Burns the assist. There's your shots, and the good news for the Winnipeg Jets is Michael Frolik is back on the bench.
That is a good sign. He's a very valuable player for him.
At Halistrick in the penalty box. 1:53 left in his minor penalty. And a very important penalty kill for the Winnipeg Jets. And their penalty killing has been good this season. Brent Burns does have a power play goal in this game. They have added an assist for Burns on the goal by Carlson, so it's a 2-point game for Brent Burns.
Really good job just now by Adam Pardy, standing up at the blue line and just battling along the boards there, not letting Pavelski and Couture getting in the zone.
Patrick Marleau across the line. Marleau plays it behind the Jets net. Adam Pardy breaks it up. Pavelski's after it for Marleau. Bounced away from him. Byfuglien goes after Marleau and Pavelski. And back to the blue line and off the stick of Burns. And a souvenir here at the MTS Center.
Adam Pardy's done a lot of really good things in this game. We showed in the first period a couple of really crucial shot blocks, especially when they were down 3 against 5. Good job again here standing up in this penalty kill situation. I've admired the way he's played ever since he became a Jet, because he was basically a threat to go back to the American League time after time. You have a bad game or two, boy, you could go back. He was always aggressive, Dennis. That's hard to do, to show enough confidence to do it. And I think Pardy's done that on a regular basis. He earns his ice time.
Pardy has a season-high 6 blocked shots in this game. San Jose as a team has 6 blocked shots in this game. Back to the San Jose line. Carlson will play it back. Jets' only goal in this game so far. Ladd on a power play. Little and Wheeler the assist, so both players extend their point streak. Little to 7, Wheeler to 6. Snapped around the boards, kept in at the line by Tennyson. Down for Carlson. Carlson to the goal line. 25 seconds in the power play. Cross ice for Irwin. The shot, and that deflected. Save and the rebound. Tucked wide by Shepard. Adam Pardy is on it, and Pardy will lift this down the ice.
Another good play by Pardy. He's on his backhand there. He's got a guy on his back. That puck has to get out of the zone, and it did.
Burns in the dying seconds of the power play. Sends it in. After it goes Logan Couture. Big hit as Dustin Byfuglien stepped into Barclay Goodrow. 2 shots on the power play for San Jose.
Goodrow almost ended up in the 3rd row there after Dustin Byfuglien just whacked him into the end wall. When Buff gets a piece of you, he takes a big chunk. Goodrow looking around to see who was that again. Yeah, it had to be 33. Lifts him right up off the ground, right into the end wall. Talk about taking a hit to make a play. Next time, I wonder if he'll do it.
Byfuglien, Jets back to full strength, but with only 13 shots on goal after 40 against Toronto on Saturday. Little for Wheeler. And Wheeler to center and no further. Wheeler on his 6-game point streak with 7 points, including 5 assists. Turned over in front to Little, and off the outside of the goalpost. And now play whistle down and a hooking call coming to San Jose.
Brent Burns is going to go for a hooking. That one handcuffed him. The play coming out of the corner got into Burns' feet. Little jumped all over it, fished it out of his feet, and got a really good scoring chance. Well, Burns has to react, reaches out with the stick, and takes a hooking call. Here it is, right in his feet. He can't find it. So what does he do? Yeah, he turns around and just puts the stick in on Brian Little. It's a good scoring chance there for Little, though. Tried to go back on the short side, it looked like on the end here. Or was he trying to? Oh, yeah, he was trying to go short side, just off the outside of the post.
3rd power play of the game for the Winnipeg Jets. They are 1 for 2. 2 shots on their last power play. Byfuglien the shot stopped by Niemi. On it is Matthew Perreault. Came to the front of the net, cleared into the San Jose bench, and somebody, Tomas Hertl, I think it is, that got drilled.
Yeah, that was a hot shot coming out. I don't know if he was looking or not. I was too busy bailing out myself because that was coming on a bad angle. He must not have been looking. Sometimes the players are doing, whatever, fixing a stick. I didn't see exactly what he was doing, but it was cleared by his own guy. I think it was Couture, and it was a hot wrist shot. Couture going over to see if he's okay. There's the clear from in front of the net. tough to tell which way if Hertl is looking or not. You could hear everybody yell on the bench. And like I said, I mean, I was bailing out down here too, but he looked like he got that in the forehead area. Yikes.
Hertl makes his way straight to the San Jose dressing room for some repairs. There's Logan Couture trying to clear that down the ice. Face off to the left of Niemi. Todd McClellan looks on. His team 10-4-1 since November 29th, but sliding a bit as of late, 1-3-1 in their last 5. Byfuglien's shot rattles off the backboards, and the Jets have to retreat. Matthew Perreault. Byfuglien says, take it, take it. That's the one thing with Byfuglien, very, very vocal. Michael Hutchinson talked about it. Ben Sherratt talked about it, how much it's been a help to him. Here comes Perreault in for Ladd. The quick shot got blocked by Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Similar setup to the goal or the play that Ladd scored on in the opening period. Byfuglien for Wheeler with speed. Wheeler carries in wide. Wheeler with a rolling puck. Wheeler back for Dustin Byfuglien. Byfuglien goes cross ice too far for Postma. Postma jumps in. Tennyson's going to try and clear, can't, and Ladd has it. Ladd down low. Wheeler back to the line of Byfuglien. Little's in front. Postma takes it. Postma the blast. And Niemi the save. And a good job by Tennyson to prevent Little from getting in front of the netminder Niemi.
Brian Little was a little bit frustrated in front of the net there. I think he wanted a shot more in the middle of the net. Postma tried to score on this short side here. Good job by Postma, first of all, to keep the puck inside the zone there because San Jose had a chance to clear it. Ladd gets it down low to Wheeler. Now Brian Little's going to get positioned in front of the net, and here comes the shot from Postma. But Little, I know, was just frustrated. He was really angry when he came off the ice.
When Brian Little talked to Sarah Orlowski at the end of the second period, he was not happy. He said, we are not playing the way we need to play. We are not getting pucks in deep. There was lots of frustration there. We're seeing more of that from him here in the third period. In front of the net, Harrison scores! Jay Harrison has his first as a Winnipeg Jet. And we're tied 2-2.
A big goal for the Jets defenseman whose timing is absolutely perfect on the play. This one is just sitting on a tee for him as he moves in from the blue line and gets a prime scoring chance. On the rush, Frolik to the outside, and then the puck moves into the middle. It's deflected off a foot. I think it went off a Braun's foot, and it just lay there right in the middle. Harrison following up the play closely, and before Niemi can move across and make the save, Harrison makes a terrific shot on the short side.
Second of the year for Jay Harrison. It's a power play goal. And the Jets have tied the game up 2-2. At center ice, Harrison will send it in. And that is grabbed and held by Niemi.
Well, especially on the power play, it's good for the defense to follow the play up closely, which is what Harrison was doing. That's why he got that terrific scoring chance. It was a busted play, basically. And boy, was it sitting at a perfect place for him. As the puck's at the bottom of your screen, Harrison's at the top of your screen. Look at it there. I mean, on a tee, top of the circle, right in the middle of the ice. Timing's great. Niemi comes out, gets a piece of it. It didn't go in cleanly, but he can't get all of it.
Lowry and Michael Frolik with the assists on the goal by Jay Harrison that has tied this game. Pavelski with Lowry after him. Back for Braun. Watched by Gagliardi. Out at center ice. Carlson will carry it in. Carlson shot off a stick and wide. Logan Couture couldn't handle it. This ends a 4-game homestand for the Jets. They start a 3-game road trip in Arizona on Thursday, then into LA, and then of course Sunday in Anaheim, the Teemu Selanne retirement night in Anaheim. We'll have that one for you here on TSN 3. Ladd through center to Brian Little. Little in on Marc-Edouard Vlasic. The wrist shot was off Vlasic's stick and grabbed off by Nieto. Andrew Ladd is after him, tried to hook it away, couldn't. Following up was McGinn, and the shot is off a stick and out of play.
And Andrew Ladd's had another workmanlike game. First goal of the game for the Jets, too, and a terrific play with Brian Little. It always amazes me to watch these two guys work together. I said earlier in the game when they scored that goal, it looks like a string is attached between the two of them. They play close together. They have a great sense of each other all over the ice, both offensively and defensively. And in the game today, whoever has the puck, you have to come towards the puck carrier anymore, not go away from it. It's just the way the game is. You don't get many cross-ice passes anymore.
Time again to the front of the net, cleared away by Adam Pardy. Wrist shot from the line, save made by Hutchinson, and he'll hang on to it for a faceoff.
That's the biggest change in Michael Hutchinson's game, no doubt, since those first couple of games when he came in. When he got pulled in his first start of the year against Los Angeles, he just said that he had to reset to the basics. He said, I realized I wasn't watching the puck all the way into me. Not all the way into my glove, not all the way into my stomach. And so therefore he was giving up some really juicy rebounds. He corrected that, and ever since, his game has taken off.
Goals against average of 1.81 coming into the game. Save percentage of .937. Irwin back into his own end. Andrew Ladd after him. Brian Little there as well. Wheeler looking for a loose puck. You're right on Ladd and Little. We've seen different players on the right side with the two of them, but for the most part, it has been Ladd and Little together since the relocation. Dustin Byfuglien looking in front. Back for Ladd. Fires, deflection. Oh, the rebound was there. In front for Wheeler, and he couldn't get a stick on it.
That went right between his feet. He was actually in behind Antti Niemi. Niemi's complaining to the referee, too.
So a chance for Byfuglien and a chance for Wheeler. Byfuglien will whack at a rolling puck. Wheeler jumps on it. Wheeler to the line. Ben Sherratt down for Wheeler. Wheeler for Scheifele, and that goes off of Logan Couture. Perreault for Scheifele, for Perreault, for Frolik to the front of the net. Scheifele is on it. Scheifele to Perreault. Perreault spins it down low to Michael Frolik as the Jets get the cycle going, and now it's broken up by Justin Braun, who chases it all the way out to the Jets line. Byfuglien drops it back. Byfuglien with 16 points in his last 19 games. In for Scheifele, and he went to the backhand and chipped it wide. Scheifele has had a couple of great chances tonight, and Antti Niemi has denied him. Up the boards, Scheifele couldn't handle it. Shot from the line by Burns. Off the sideboards, it skipped away from Dillon, and a penalty coming up on the play. It is going to go to the Winnipeg Jets. It is going to be a hooking call. Paul Maurice looks on as Michael Frolik will go to the penalty box. And it has been a stick infraction kind of night here at the MTS Center. Power play Sharks when we come back.
Penalty box. We mentioned in the first period the referees were going to be really tight on stick fouls. Left side of your screen, a little bit of a hook, and that's enough to get called. Watch Wheeler on his last shift actually gets in behind the goaltender. Byfuglien with such a hot pass coming out of the corner went right under the heel of the stick, and then Scheifele on his last shift, what a terrific job to literally fight his way into the paint and get a scoring chance.
This is the 8th penalty of the hockey game. We've had 3 for hooking, 2 for slashing, and 2 for high sticking. And then a holding call thrown in just for good measure. Batted away by Dustin Byfuglien. This is the 5th power play of the game for San Jose. Burns, who opened the scoring with a power play goal ahead to Marleau. Marleau down for Logan Couture. Centered right onto the stick of Adam Lowry. Lowry right back for the Jets. He'll challenge Burns. Lowry wide, puts on the brakes. Lowry plays it all the way back for Harrison. Now for Adam Party. Jets are changing, so are the Sharks. And Party will put it behind the San Jose net. Gagliardi in on the forecheck. And grabbed off by Irwin. Tennyson spins it back for Shepherd. Back for Irwin. Cross the line, Nieto after it in the corner. Played around the boards. Jay Harrison takes the pass from Slater. Sends it to the line, kept in by Tennyson. Diving across was Slater. In behind the net. Good play there by Slater. Slater stays on Irwin. Carlson trying to play it back to the line, but there's no one there.
Well, Jimmy Slater's made a lot of really smart plays defensively in these penalty-killing situations tonight.
Back in for Adam Party. Party will lift this out to center. Back in for Logan Couture. 20 seconds in the man advantage. Byfuglien sends it around the boards. Kept in by Burns. Burns down low. Byfuglien challenges Pavelski. Marleau, and he ripped that one wide. Pavelski after it again. 10 power play goals for Pavelski. Leads the NHL, but he turns that one over. Here comes Little with Ladd. And Little tried to get it to Ladd, but it was tipped away. No shots on that power play for San Jose. Logan Couture back in. Tried to get it to Marleau. And now intercepted by Harrison for Michael Frolik. On for Matthew Perreault. He'll chip it in. Antiniemi will grab it and hang on to it with Matthew Perreault charging in. And now Vlasic and Braun decide to pinball Matthew Perreault a bit.
Joe Pavelski made a terrific play to Patrick Marleau. Look at him survey the ice coming out of the corner there and just rips a pass right through the middle to Marleau moving in from the point, and Marleau misses the net on a golden opportunity. And then there's Jimmy Slater doing a terrific job sliding across, cleaning the ice very nicely and taking away every shot possibility for San Jose. Slater's been sharp on the penalty kill tonight.
He's been key on the face-offs on the left side because, as Coach Paul Maurice made the comment today, if it's going to be Scheifele or Little, they're going to be on their backhand. Other than that, it relies on the youngster Adam Lowry. Through center and dumped in. Time again goes in after with Harrison. Goodrow trying to work it off the backboards. Watched there by Paul Postma. Up for McGinn. Back for Goodrow. Bumped off the puck and knocked down by Postma. And Scheifele sends it around for Michael Frolik. Frolik carries it into the San Jose zone. Frolik down behind the net for Perreault. Trying to work it away from Brendan Dillon. Now for Scheifele. Scheifele watched by Braun. For Frolik. Back for Perreault. Spins away from Dillon. Into the slot to Frolik. Quick shot stopped by James Shepherd. Back to the line for Byfuglien. Near side Sherratt. Looking for a tip and kicked away by Brendan Dillon's right skate.
Nice shift there by the Scheifele line. Perreault, Scheifele, Frolik, all very good with the puck in traffic.
Gagliardi in for Halishchuk and back for Gagliardi. They each scored on Saturday. Bounced out the center. Postma has to backtrack to the line for Desjardins. And that's as far as that play gets. And now Postma and Andrew Desjardins glare at each other as we take a look at Patrick Marleau. 2-2, 9:02 to go in the third. We mentioned the Teemu Selanne retirement game in Anaheim. This was October of 2013. Solanne's last game here in Winnipeg. And he is so loved in this city. And as we'll see here, he loves the city as much as the city loves him, as Teemu Selanne. And that will be a special night on Sunday. We'll have it on TSN. There's a special pregame. Here's what the Jets, and here's what we have on TSN. Into Arizona, into Anaheim for that game, and then Florida and Dallas.
Yeah, that's one of the few jersey retirements that's special to both organizations that are there. A great thing. Teemu was such a big name here in Winnipeg. They loved him. They, of course, loved him in Anaheim as well. Dennis, maybe if we're nice to him, we can go to Teemu's Steakhouse there in Anaheim and he can give us a free lunch.
I'm with you on that.
If not, it's on you.
Oh, right. Thank you. It would be my pleasure. Unfortunately, it's back-to-back games, and there won't be time for lunch or dinner. Other than that, I would pick up the tab in a heartbeat. But that will be a special night. There is a pre-game ceremony that we will have as well. We played over 5.5 minutes without a shot on goal in this game as the two teams tighten it up.
Speaking of tighten it up, yeah.
Pavelski in behind the net. Ladd trying to work it free. Burns after Ladd. Logan Couture is there. Pavelski to the line and out to center. Pavelski will bounce this in. Melker Karlsson goes after it. Bufflin is after him. Karlsson lost his stick, now lost his lid, and there's a penalty coming to the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh, Paul Maurice is just losing it. He's standing up on the bench. That was like incidental contact. Karlsson got spun around for sure, and his head was down. And because the helmet came off, it certainly got the attention of the referees, and Andrew Ladd has gone to the penalty box. Karlsson's had a really tough night. He's got whacked in the head about 3 times. He's come off half injured about 5 other times too. He's been wincing nearly every shift he's come off.
Here's the play where he loses his stick. And then there's the contact with Andrew Ladd.
Andrew Ladd has a stick down on the ice. He's playing the puck. It's contact. It happens to be to the head, but it's not a direct shot. It's not a head shot. Ladd's got his stick down on the ice. At any rate, the referees win. It's a penalty call here and another penalty kill for the Jets.
San Jose back to the power play. Slater and Pavelski to take the face-off. This is the 6th power play of the game for San Jose, and now the 160th time this year that the Winnipeg Jets have been short. Shot from the line, save made, rebound, and Gallieri jumps on it and clears.
The guy they have to keep track of is Pavelski. He is the best power play guy. He's had such a knack around the net, and he's got 10 power play goals already this year.
Galliardi breaks the play up. Marleau for Wingels. Wingels for Pavelski. Pavelski pulls up inside the line. Watched by Galliardi. Pavelski dishes it off to Logan Couture. Back for Pavelski and back for Couture. Looks near side for Burns, but goes to Pavelski, who finds Burns. Burns to the front, kicked by Wingels, save. Oh, the rebound just knocked away from Pavelski and cleared by Galliardi.
I'm not sure if that was Pardy or Bufflin who got that stick, but that was a critical clear, the timing of it to get it to the boards. Nieto
in for Goodrow, sends this in. Jay Harrison to the backboards. Battle for a puck in the corner, and on it calmly is Ben Sherratt to send it back down the ice. Wheeler is in on the forecheck. Blake Wheeler with a couple of shorthanded goals this season. In for Shepherd. Shepherd for Nieto, spins and fires. Goodrow plays it behind the Jets net. Sherratt tried to trap it, couldn't. Shepherd plays it back for Barclay Goodrow. Back for James Shepherd. Watched by Sherratt. Into the slot, Nieto. Dishes off for Goodrow. Watched by Harrison. All the way around to the near side. 15 seconds in the power play. In a 2-2 tie. Centered out front. And this will make its way back into the San Jose zone.
Oh, a terrific play by Blake Wheeler. Wheeler was all over Nieto's stick of that centering pass. That's why the puck went down the ice out of the zone.
30 shots on goal now for San Jose. Ladd out of the penalty box. 3 shots for the Sharks on that power play. And the Jets, after giving up a power play goal on their first shorthanded situation, had killed the last 5. Wingels for Desjardins looking for Braun, and it got tipped wide. Now Scheifele right back. Scheifele in on Dillon. Thorburn heads to the front of the net. Good play by Scheifele, and a good save by Niemi. Spinorama backhand by Mark Scheifele. Here comes Scheifele again. Scheifele with the wrist shot, and he rifled that one wide. Halistruck holds it in. Halistruck against time again. Scheifele in the battle as well. Dillon tries to knock Halistruck over and came to the front of the net. And then Dillon gets all tied up with Halistruck. Logan Couture with some room. Couture forced wide. Good recovery there by Postma. In the slot, Burns. Slays sends it back in behind the Jets net. Harrison up the near side. Logan Couture to the front. Tipped wide by McGinn. And this is cleared. Did that go straight out? Yes, it did. And another power play coming for San Jose.
Winnipeg number 4.
It'll be their 7th advantage of the night. Tonight's Safeway $1 million Score and Win grand prize winner will receive an all-inclusive trip for 2 to a Grand Bahia Principe resort, courtesy of redtag.ca, where Canada shops for great travel deals. Tonight's grand prize winner is Barb Murray of Kenora, Ontario. Congratulations, Barb. Shop at Safeway today. You could be our next lucky winner.
Paul Postma had a bit of bad luck here. Here's Postma behind the net. He's under pressure. He wants to scoop it past the oncoming San Jose player. Catches in the curve of the stick. Goes right up into the netting for a penalty. Prior to that, how about that for a full-speed spin-around shot from Mark Scheifele. Beauty.
Michael Hutchinson is going to clear this down the ice after a face-off win. 7th power play of the game for San Jose. A 2-2 tie. Burns trying to walk it through. Could not, and Slater's on it and sends it down the ice.
Another good play by Jimmy Slater. His positioning, his support for his defense, gets the puck in the corner and then rifles it high and out.
4.5 left to go in regulation. Adam Pardy to the backboards. Marleau is after him. Pardy and Marleau get tied up. Wingles gives away, and it's cleared down the ice by Frolik.
That close support again. The forwards have to come down and help the D keep the puck along the wall. That's what Frolik did. He got it and got it out.
20 wins on the year for the Jets. 20 wins on the year for the Sharks. Cleared down the ice by Jay Harrison. Irwin back into his own zone. Irwin for Shepard. Shepard got knocked down at the line. Sherratt has to retrieve his stick. Puck comes around the boards. Nieto back to the line. Irwin tees it up. Deflected off a stick and wide. Chopping at it is Ladd. 35 seconds in the power play. Kept in by Shepard. For Irwin. Irwin short side. Gloved and held by Hutchinson.
Good work again on the penalty kill here. The Jets have been sharp. They know it's a critical situation here. They're tied at 2-2. They had to work real hard to tie this game up, and they've had so many penalties go against them in this game. But they've kept the puck along the wall, and they've pressured the puck carrier and the pass. When the pass is going from one player to the other, that's when you can jump. And the Jets have been really good about that and keeping the puck to the outside.
Boy, that graphic we just looked at, Todd McClellan has certainly been able to practice his power play in games against the Winnipeg Jets. But they were 0 for 8 in the first game. And they are 1 for 6 with 26 seconds left in this power play. Face-off between Slater and Marleau. Cleared back to the line for Burns. Burns for Pavelski. Back for Burns. He ripped the one-timer wide. Logan Couture was right in the sight line for Michael Hutchinson. Jets unable to clear. Wengels for Pavelski, looking for Marleau. Burns deflected, grabbed and held by Hutchinson with 3 seconds left in the power play.
Brent Burns has a power play goal already, and he very nearly got another one because of that guy. Pavelski with a terrific setup at the blue line. He'll take it along the blue line and drag it, and then watch this little spin around. Leaves it for Burns for the one-timer, and Hutchinson, I don't think, ever saw it. Dennis, you nailed it. Couture was right in the sight line of Hutchinson, and then this is how the play ends at the end, with Hutchinson able to see it and scoop it right off the ice.
Jets 2, Sharks 2. 2:59 on the clock. 3 shots on this power play so far for San Jose. Matthew Perreault out to take the face-off, along with Andrew Desjardins. Came to the front of the net, and Michael Frolik jumps on it. Postma's out of the bend. Frolik sends this down low, and after it goes Perreault. Matthew Perreault trying to get it free for Frolik. Picked up and cleared out back to the Jets line by Carlson. Postma banks it for Jay Harrison. Harrison back for Postma. Scheifele curls in behind the net. Harrison had this get away from him. Carlson is after it. Carlson trying to get it to the front of the net, could not. And now Scheifele for Frolik. Perreault scoops it to the near side and then sends it into the San Jose end.
The fast break offense for San Jose in this third, especially the last half of it, has really been ominous for the Jets, who are having trouble handling it.
Nieto, short side! Where is it? They keep banging at it. Finally, play is down. And
Hutchinson was all twisted up in the net there. He had the stick on the outside. His arm was almost underneath him. Some of the players on the San Jose bench are yelling, that was in, that was in. I didn't even really see how it came off the end wall into the crease area, but whatever it did, it really fouled up Michael Hutchinson. It was everything he could do to keep it out.
It may have been in.
Off the side of the net. That's why. Nieto driving wide, just one-hands it. Hutchinson has his stick on the outside. It crawls up his arm, down his back, and he swings around backwards. Oh my goodness, can that get any closer?
No, it does not. And there you see the rebound.
Wow, he kept it out. He kept it out somehow. Look at it crawl up his back, and his instincts there to come around. I don't see it crossing the line. Now obviously they're going to review this. It'll take an overhead and goodness knows what else. But from those looks I just saw, Dennis, I don't think it goes over the line. Off the net, over his shoulder. Now he knows he's in trouble. He swings around. You can't see the puck. It seems to be in his elbow area. And then I can see it right on the goal line. I don't see it ever go over, excuse me. And then it comes back out over the line. I can't see any conclusive proof that it went in.
And it was not called a goal on the ice, so
No.
it would have to be conclusive. And there is nothing that we have seen that would make us believe that
Did you think it went in?
no.
Logan, I just asked Logan Couture, and he said, no, I didn't think it went in. He asked me what it looked like, and I just asked him, no, it
After
wasn't in.
video review, the puck never crossed the red line, therefore no goal.
Oh, what great instincts though by Hutchinson.
Yes.
I mean, that's a play that you can't practice that. Off the side of the net, feel it crawling up your arm, and then swing around backwards that quickly in a game-saving play.
Face-off will be to the left of Michael Hutchinson. Grabbed off by Bufflin. For Wheeler, sends it out to center ice. Ladd is after it. Back for Wheeler. Wheeler runs into his man. That was Carlson. Little on the far side trying to clear the zone. Can't. And Bufflin will have to go back. Rolling puck for Ben Sherratt. For Brian Little. Little through for Wheeler. Wheeler circles. Plays it low for Ladd. Ladd and Burns after it. Up the boards for Couture. Ladd is on him. Wheeler comes in to help out with Little. Little now. Wheeler looking for it in the high slot. And it's deflected out at center ice. And Sherratt will rattle it right back in. All the way out to center. Did this get tipped by Nieto? Yes, it did. After it goes Postma. Wingles is after him. And grabbed off by Lowry. For Harrison. On for Gagliardi. Gagliardi to the red line. Chips it in. 1 minute left in a 2-2 tie. Gagliardi on it. Lowry holds it in. Back for Halichuk. In front, Gagliardi. Took a swing at it and didn't miss that by much. Gagliardi holds it in, but only briefly. Now a little bit of room. Winkles across the line. Winkles the shot. Save made by Hutchinson.
Off his mask.
Yes, the rebound, they say, stayed in. Right off the mask of Hutchinson. Lowry the long shot. And Niemi will play it. Burns to center. Bufflin blocks it. Bufflin back in. And they're going to rule that Perreault was in just ahead of the play.
Tommy Wingles on that last rush had terrific penetration. He was able to get a wicked screen wrist shot off against Paul Postma. He's already at the top of the circle. That was slightly deflected off the foot, and then Hutchinson, you can see his reaction. He just looks around. Where did that go? It clinked off his chin, off his shoulder. He turned around to make sure it wasn't going anywhere dangerous into the net. It went off into the corner.
22.6 seconds left to go in regulation. And again, we'll pass on that we have not been giving you Canada scores in case you have PVR in the game. Bouncing puck at the line for Burns, and that skipped and goes up into the netting as the Sharks with a late opportunity here.
Oh, they've just been coming in waves. Oh, they really put the pressure on the Jets since it was tied up 2-2 especially. Going for the 2 points in regulation. They've thrown the kitchen sink at the Jets and at Hutchinson, and that was a nasty play right in front. Goes off the stick, or off the foot rather, of Dustin Byfuglien. Hutchinson looked like he was ready to handle that one anyway, but just a terrific stretch pass, fast break attack that the Sharks have come wave after wave at the Jets.
They trail the Jets by 2 points in the standings. Face off to the left of Hutchinson. Logan Couture for Vlasic scores! Marc-Edouard Vlasic with 2.9 seconds left in regulation.
You can't draw it up any better than this if you're a coach. Off the face-off, Logan Couture getting the pass, and then Vlasic moving in from the point. But Pavelski wins it. Look at Couture comes and helps. Vlasic comes in, and he is so wide that no Jet is going to be able to come out at him and challenge him. So it's mano a mano. Vlasic comes in, controls the puck, sees the angle that he wants. He goes short side over the shoulder, which I think fooled Hutchinson. I get a feeling that Hutchinson flinched a little bit, expecting far side, and you got to hand it to Vlasic. That was a terrific shot right up under the bar.
Couture and Pavelski with the assists, and Paul Maurice has called a timeout. They have added some time to the clock. They have added 4.5.
Let's go back and take a look and see if we can figure out what Marc-Edouard Vlasic saw. Vlasic 44 at the bottom of your screen. That's terrific execution right there. Vlasic sees that right at the face-off dot. What does he see? He's a little bit short side. Hutchinson goes down early. That's the glove side. He's a right-hand catcher. That is the shot like a 40 goal scorer. Got to hand it to him.
And Brian Little, who was so good at the face-offs for 2 periods, as was Pavelski, and Pavelski wins that one. Well, Pavelski was struggling after 40 minutes, but he wins a big one there, and the San Jose Sharks will start the road trip with a 3-2 win over the Winnipeg Jets.
Well, Brian Little and the Jets weren't very happy with themselves in the first 2 periods, and in the third period, they finally tied it up. But San Jose, I mean, they really played with some reckless abandon offensively in this third period. You really have to hand it to them in a road game coming off a 7-2 thumping at home against St. Louis. The Jets didn't just have enough in their arsenal tonight, didn't get their offensive push going the way they have the last several games, and it cost them at the end.
San Jose outshot Winnipeg 37-19, and the late goal by Marc-Edouard Vlasic, his 5th of the year from Couture and Pavelski, and the San Jose Sharks have moved into a tie with the Winnipeg Jets in the standings in the Western Conference. It is a 3-game road trip coming up now for the Winnipeg Jets as San Jose starts their road trip with a win. A big game going on in Toronto. The gold medal game and the gold medal ceremony is underway. We'll send you to that right now.